Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about more whatnot drama in the comic book community. So how I was alerted to this was by a Instagram account named Do You Have Beans. So apparently I have been following Do You Have Beans. Don't know Do You Have Beans, never done any business with Do You Have Beans, but Do You Have Beans has kind of alerted me to some interesting comic book drama and in the whatnot community. You know me, I love me some whatnot comic book community drama. So Do You Have Beans made this post in regards to an account called Epicnation Collection. So he's kind of known by the name Epic in the comic book community and in the whatnot selling community. So if you guys have never heard of this guy or don't follow him, that's who we're going to be talking about is Epic. And then the other person is probably somebody you know very, very well, and that is nerdygirlcomics. Nerdy Girl always seems to have her nose in drama, specifically when it comes to whatnot drama and variant covers and the whole big acetate gate. That was all kind of circled and centered around her. So what I saw on Do You Have Beans account was basically a response from Epic talking to Nerdy Girl, messaging Nerdy Girl, taking shots and just pure vitriol, pure anger, calling her a thief. The whole thing in question stems around this video that Nerdy Girl Comics posted where she is apparently robbed at a comic book convention she was set up at. So this video is basically like security cam footage, which it's kind of crazy. The security cam is just like right on the incident in question. So there's a couple players that I need to point out before we watch this video. There's two guys in the foreground who are apparently buying or looking through the books. One guy is, we'll call him Hoodie, and the other guy is Pink Shirt Guy. I'm assuming Pink Shirt Guy is the guy Epic in question. Now the person behind the booth is completely blurred out, so we don't know if that was Nerdy Girl or one of her associates. I don't know who that was, but I'm assuming it was one of those people. So let's watch this video first and then we'll break down some of the accusations. So like I said, this video was on Nerdy Girl's channel. This video has kind of been sped up a little bit. And as you can see, there's two guys going through some books, Hoodie Guy with a backpack and then Pink Shirt Guy. It appears here later on in the video that Hoodie Guy has a stack of comics and then Pink Shirt Guy whispers something to Hoodie Guy and then immediately Hoodie Guy walks away. So it's coming up here in a minute, and like I said, the person behind the counter has been blurred out, so we don't know who that is, but we see it here in just a minute. Basically, Pink Shirt Guy kind of whispers something to Backpack Guy. There it is right there. Backpack Guy walks off. Backpack Guy goes to another booth, and it turns out that that's Street Side Anthony's booth, who we'll get to in a minute, and then the video ends. So there's a lot to unpack here, and nothing is super clear as to what happened, but there are some suspicious, fishy things going on, which this is something that I always thought about specifically at conventions. If you're like talking to somebody, as I'm saying, me as the seller, your attention, your focus is off of the rest of your display, especially if you're trying to close a sale or you got somebody looking at a big high value book. Somebody could be like pilfering through the rest of your wares while you're being distracted. And if people are working in conjunction with each other, this is like a perfect situation for a thief to be stealing from you while you're distracted. And from this video, that sure as heck looks like what is happening. It's hard for me to tell whether Epic, the person in question, is either of these two people, but I'm assuming he is because Nerdy Girl wouldn't be talking about Epic in question if she wasn't referring to this guy in this video. So I'm assuming since Epic is a heavier set build guy, that's Pink Shirt Guy. Another thing that's really weird about this video is, why is Streetside Anthony involved in this? Streetside Anthony, if you don't know, is kind of like one of the Very Gary guys. He's one of those crew where he just apparently like has like pop-up sales. He's always seemed like he has like a good reputation in the community. I don't know what that means or what's going on with that, but I'm not going to speculate on any of that. So before we go any farther, we need to kind of figure out what we're dealing with here. And I didn't realize how big Nerdy Girl has gotten on Whatnot, and I didn't know how big this epicnation collection guy is. These two are powerhouses on the Whatnot comic book selling community. 30,000 followers for epicnation collection, and I think Nerdy Girl has like 20 some thousand. So these are heavy hitters. So when these two are going at it, something is going on. But what's super interesting about this is, and when I was kind of doing some research for this video, on Instagram, epicnation and Nerdy Girl are like in pictures together on epicnation's page. Like they're like holding AF-15s and they're like buddy, all cozied up at the Whatnot booths and stuff at these conventions. And I always knew, and I'm assuming a lot of people did, that these Whatnot influencers all kind of buddy up with each other. And, they go to their parties and they sell their variant covers and they buy their stuff at conventions and try to flip them that very night. Well, I'm assuming that this is their, kind of evil powers, mad scientists gathering together where they make their evil plans. This is kind of an example of these two being seemingly friends. Well, it's very obvious these two are not friends anymore. So underneath the video in question that I just showed you, Nerdy Girl posted this comment along with it, which I'm going to show you and read this now. I've been tagged quite a few times and been messaged by multiple people sharing stories, asking me my thoughts and wondering why I haven't spoken out. First, let me make this crystal clear. To steal from someone is one of the worst things you can do to someone. As a dealer, I've been stolen from a show and it's the worst feeling. I'm attaching this video for people to pass their own judgment, but for me, this was not a mistake or an accident. It was planned, it was calculated, and likely the books would not have been returned had there not been video footage. I condemn theft in the highest degree. People work incredibly hard for what they have, so anyone who feels like they can just take should be removed from shows and the hobby. It's wrong and should not be stood for. I've had my own issues with Epic, who I've considered a friend for the last year or so. However, let me make this crystal clear. I found out right after this video was posted that Epic did a few things to me that made me decide that between what happened at QCP and personal deals that will no longer be doing any business with him. Stealing is a no-go and has no place in the hobby. Make no mistake, this was not a mistake or an accident. This was calculated and likely not a first-time occurrence. I'll be honest, Epic has definitely pulled the wool over my eyes multiple times, and I've let things go that I probably shouldn't have. But right is right and wrong is wrong. I will never tell anyone who to or not to associate or do business with. I can only make my decision. Not sending books, taking money for exclusives that don't exist, telling me not to speak about him because I've had negativity, so don't come for me. Stealing, lying, manipulating, those have no place in this community. Returning the books, paying back money because your back is against the wall doesn't make it right. It just means you've been caught. Shots fired. She's basically accusing him of straight up theft, stealing books from a show, basically manipulating her in other situations. This looks bad for this dude. So obviously there has been a response from Epic, which I'll show you now. Thanks Nerdy Girl Comics for saying your mind. Just shows how you want to take this situation to put me down because you always warn me when I stream over you that you will put me down. Don't forget that I got texts with you talking shit about Comic Tom and everyone saying you wanted to take them down too. But the people will see for themselves after time. Just because I talked to you about not dumping books, you were so upset I'm the bad one. But I'm very happy you made this post. Talking about Thief where you did so many shady shit, selling a book as high grade and people complaining over and over that it's a low grade. So who's the real thief here? Taking weeks to ship out orders. All people told me that you messaged them to post post me up to remove the competition. Well done. I give you a lot of credit. Maybe I should listen to GQ about you when he warned us. Wish you all the best, Acetate Queen. Epic is taking his shots at her, but really what this is showing me is, man, there is some competition. There is some bad blood animosity between Whatnot sellers. Now, as a person who makes YouTube videos, and I consider myself a comic book YouTuber, there is not that same level of competition amongst this community. I would consider myself somebody who makes entertainment for whatever this is. This is what this is. I want to make a video to somebody to click on it, somebody to be entertained, hopefully buy it. As a Whatnot seller, you're doing not only that, but you're trying to sell things at the same time. So when these people go live, if you are streaming when somebody else is streaming, that's a problem, because I'm assuming, and you guys can let me know, Nerdy Girl gets hundreds, if not thousands, I don't know the exact numbers of what her streams are, but I'm assuming when Nerdy Girl is streaming, you probably don't want to be streaming at the same time. So what he's saying is, she's trying to weed out the competition. I don't know. I find that kind of hard to believe, but I can kind of see how something like that would play out, where if there's other big sellers and you want to be the only game in town, you start making bad blood among and trying to discredit other sellers. You can get people out of the Whatnot game completely. So as far as my opinion on all of this, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, you guys have heard my opinions about Whatnot, and specifically the sellers and the people that use it. A lot of these people have built up communities, specifically some YouTubers that I know for a fact have done this, have built up a community, and then only to move those followers, those viewers, over to Whatnot or some other selling platform to use that audience that you've built up, that you totally forsake the YouTube. You forsake making videos for the sake of making videos and making entertainment, only to try to sell to your community later on. I've been accused of saying, hey, like, how dare YouTubers sell things to their community. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this insincerity of why you're doing what you're doing. You're building up a community only to sell to them. That's my axe to grind. That's my beef. So these people, I don't know how they built up their community, but they have tens and tens of thousands of followers and potential buyers. All of this, gets more eyes on their channel. All this drama builds their channels up. But when they start taking each other down, and I mean, these are serious allegations. It's pretty crazy. I don't like how either of them handled this, because it's so public. But sometimes you have to do these sort of things to get eyes on something, for anything to have happened. Would she have ever gotten those books back, and the money back, or whatever the case may be, if this didn't happen? Who knows what actually happened? I'm not really sure. But that video looks sketchy as hell. That looks like some straight up schemes going on. And obviously somebody felt like they got ripped off and taken advantage of. Do you guys know any more information about this? Have you guys heard about this? Let me know. If at any point in time you like this video, give the thumbs up. And if you like this video, subscribe for more. Take care.